Man, probably a fun fact on me is that I like to read. Man, probably a fun fact on me is that I like to read. I like to read. That's a lost art nowadays. Oh, my great uncle is Jesse Owens. He won 4 gold medals in 1936.
I always want to leave people with this, man, to all the viewers and everybody out there, man. Make sure you guys finish your story. Make sure you guys finish your journey because somebody's going to need it.
Yeah. All you got to do is push the back button. That's all you got to do is push the back signal.
Try not to think about the future too much so you can maximize the now.
Who's your favorite rap artist?
Man, to be honest, it's crazy. Tupac always been my number one, right? Like he got me through so much stuff, but Lil Wayne has been in the modern day.
I said, what does it really take? What does it really take to be great, Drew? And he looked at me and he was like, you really want to know? And he was like, to be honest, everything you did to get here, you need to be consistent times 10.
Happy Saturday night. What is everybody out there doing today, boys? Your boy, Coach Lee. Welcome to the Nothing But Basketball Show, episode 1 for the 2022-2023 season. Man, it's good to be here on this Saturday night. Hopefully, y'all having a great time after doing your thing. But before we can get it started, we got to bring on the team, hanging out with everybody tonight. First off, right off the bat, we got our man, Two. What's going on, man?
Oh, they got me on prime time because basketball is my favorite sport. I like to play up down the court. What's going on, man? 2022, 23, Nothing But Basketball Show. A little mini preview tonight. Nothing out too crazy, but, we got some thoughts. We got a little bit of news. And we're going to get cracking tonight. Shout out to Coach, man, and your Texas Longhorns in the W today. Shout out to them guys. Shout out to the Alabama Crimson Tide for losing. And as we talked about, I don't think they're going to make the playoff. So we'll get to that at a different day. But I had to shout out. It's called Saturday. You usually not seeing us here on a Saturday. But due to the new lineup, basketball talk will be on Saturday. So tap in.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Man, I'm still going to keep – I can't call him the rookie of the year too much because he's coming in, holding his own, throwing haymakers himself. We got our man Will. What's up, man?
How we doing, man? The infamous. Let's get into this.
This is once you don't go, you don't end up like Michael Carter Williams. He good.
Nah. I like the Iverson comparison better. That's that rookie.
He said he couldn't call you rookie of the year no more, man. Sounded like a slump to me, but hey, man,
brother, we're here to do it.
What's going on with you, man?
How you doing, man?
Yes, sir, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, hey, man, let's get ready to jump right into this. Obviously, NBA basketball starts Tuesday night.
Tuesday night. Starts Tuesday night with the Boston Celtics, the second place team last year's NBA season, playing against somewhat of a new pro-style 76 team. We'll find out, see what Doc and them got to score. And then, the ring ceremony, saying that the end of the night, Golden State Warriors playing against Tuquan's Los Angeles Lakers. Should be interesting.
Easy with the GS.
Maybe, we'll see. Let's see if they like the Rams that are drunk. Hopefully, for our sake, they're drunk. You know what I'm saying, on that night.
Right, no, they made sure they got a nice win for their ring ceremony. Nice win.
Well, man, so pretty much, we had a lot of moving and shaking going on during the off season, but the NBA headlines, I guess, starting last week, was pretty much dominated by the interaction between Jordan Poole and as Dave Chappelle say, one of the blackest names in the NBA, Draymond Green. So we touched on a little bit, I think, during the Sports Childish show. We talked about the incident. Kind of heard some rumblings of what happened, but now it kind of seemed like everything is Gucci and water's under the bridge. Do you think that they can get through this incident that they had and it won't carry over into the season?
Yes, I think they can. And the Warriors made shout of that. Shout out to Jordan Poole, 4 years, $140 million.
Money can carry a lot of things.
They paid him, paid him out, and I feel like, you know, going to the season, they, you know, hashed it out. You know what I'm saying? I mean, a lot of people wouldn't probably hash it out the way that they seen in the video, but you win a championship last year, you want to win again this year, you have to kind of put things in the back seat, man. Special dap still going on between the two. I think that they can go through the season. I don't think there's going to be any friction of that sort between the two. You know, right. It was just a day that, you know, Draymond went over the top, and hey, for what Jordan Poole did, we don't know, went over the top. Just one of those days in the NBA, man. You know, he wasn't suspended, Draymond, at all. And people questioned that, but I never did, you know what I'm saying? Because this is what they do in the NBA. Some people fight. And I heard Bobby Portis, you know, have some words in regards to Draymond not getting suspended. And no disrespect to Bobby Portis, but he's a second stringer. Second stringers are usually gonna get those suspensions, man, when you mess with a starter. Draymond Green's a starter. Jordan Poole, you want to call him a starter, okay, but he's a second stringer. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, there was no suspension gonna happen in the first place.
Yeah, he hit Curry like that, we wouldn't have saw him again.
Oh no. That's the thing. He wouldn't have hit Curry like that.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? It was kind of like Jordan Poole kind of – people said, oh, he should have retaliated. He should have, but at the end of the day, that would have messed up Jordan's bag for a guy that's trying to potentially get one. Draymond has seen a couple bags. Will he see one more? We don't know, but he's seen enough.
Hard to retaliate from the floor.
You say you would have retaliated from the floor?
I said hard to retaliate from the floor.
No, it's hard to retaliate from the floor. At the same time.
But yeah, he knew he had money on the line. He wasn't stupid too. So, you know. Plus, I think he also knew, like, he was chirping a lot. So, he got what he got. It happens. I think they'll be fine. I think moving forward, yeah, you're right. That's true. But smoke, I mean, you're gonna want all the smoke, but you want all the smoke more than that $140 million? I don't know. You're gonna want the bag more. That's what I
yeah, because I could use it against him, saying, you know what I'm saying, he could be a distraction to the team. You
right.
Gotta, you know what I'm saying? You got to get the bag first.
Right. So, yeah, I think they'll be fine. I think isolated incident. I think if it was just like heated a moment on the court type stuff and Poole wasn't chirping so much, maybe he would have took a little more offense and been a little more hurt by it. But I think Poole knows he was pushing buttons and he got his push.
So I saw some comments that was mentioned about that. Why,
if they true, yeah.
If they true,
yeah.
So I've been trying to find, somebody to confirm it. But if true, man, he kind of asked for it a little bit.
He was asking for something bare minimum. Something had to happen. Like,
yeah,
he's talking a little too much.
Draymond is that dude. He don't care who you are. He don't care if you're a Hall of Famer.
Right.
He don't care if you're a first year player in the league. If he figures something is out of line, he gonna call it out.
Yeah,
welcome to the family.
You poked the bear. You poked the bear, man.
And you gotta realize it. Jordan Poole doesn't play the same position as Draymond, but Jordan Poole's looking to get that spot right there. So there's friction regardless. Draymond throwing the friction, Jordan throwing the friction. There's friction all around that situation. It will be under the covers, but you know what I'm saying? This is something that when both of them are not on the same team no more, it'll kind of come back in word and talking and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? It is basketball, the professionals. And that's the way you got to handle things, especially in a championship winning organization. You know, Draymond stepped over that line. You know what I'm saying? And this is going to be a push for him too, because we know he's going to be able to go to state soon. Go to state not going to keep him. And that's not because of the fight. That's just because of the way they're leaning. They're getting younger guys, you know what I'm saying? That could probably be physical and work with the system. Draymond has worked the system a long time. Done a lot before. So, it can be good and bad for both plays.
So it's interesting that you said that, as far as, you had said that if they're on other teams, he won't be there long. So the actual thought is that he's going to get moved this year. Do you see that happening? And if so, where do you predict he might go?
It's a good question. I don't know where that's a tricky one. You'll have to see at that time of year, because it's probably going to be a deadline move. we'll have to see how they're playing at that time and how other teams are playing to try to figure out where he's gonna go. But I definitely see them. I can see them moving him now. I mean, he's been integral to what they've done all these years, but he's been a little less moving forward, a little less every year. They still need him in a way, but if they can get some of them younger bigs to come along, I mean, he might definitely be expendable. So I definitely see them moving him. This incident, plus the money that he's going to be making, it all might be added up more than what he offers.
The situation's pushing. Draymond's definitely gonna push for this situation not to happen this season and not get traded, So then he could probably get traded to somewhere where he would like to be traded, maybe next offseason. But yeah, man, if the Warriors bigs down there, grow the game fast and learn the game fast, potentially could be a February trade move for him. I don't know any questions the way I would send him, but if Draymond's been acting the way he's acting, I would send his behind to Detroit. I would send his behind back over home, Michigan.
He wants to be a Laker.
He wants to be a Laker, but if they trade him at the trade deadline, he's definitely not going to be no Laker.
Unless they're getting rid of that Rusty contract.
And they go to State's not going to take Russell.
Yeah, definitely not.
Definitely not. If you're trying to get to the championship, you don't want that type of speed there at that time, not right then and there. Definitely. What's going on, man? Facebook user. Shout out to everybody through here so far, man. Shout out to my man Frank, man. We know you want the smoke, man. You always want the smoke, man. But bags what's needed, man, in order for you to, continue to smoke. That's what you do. You know what I'm saying? So, man, yeah, man. Andrew Wiggins, shout out. Another Warriors over here spending money this year. Will just let us know, man. The luxury tax, $341 million. Andrew Wiggins,
crazy.
$104 million deal.
Everybody's gonna get moved this year.
Yeah, so Draymond potentially could get moved this year to shred some of that rookie tax. You know what I'm saying? Especially if the Warriors are not. I mean, last season they kind of grew into it. You know what I'm saying? Grew into the mold. But this year, they're not they're gonna be the hunted again. You know what I'm saying? So they gotta perform. Draymond gotta hope that they perform, and he performs. You know what I'm saying? Because his career potentially could be over in Golden State.
He got to play better than triple single ball. That triple single shit.
Yeah, I feel like too, where they will miss Draymond is against those teams that have that veteran shit. You know what I'm saying? That maybe Golden State may not have, and it helped them last year against the Celtics in the finals. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
It definitely helped them. I mean, it hurt him too. It hurt him a couple times too in the sequence. But Dre was able to, be level-headed, high-headed. Warriors ended up getting out of that situation, but you can't get out that situation too many times.
Could there be a dark horse team?
Who?
Could there be a dark horse team that he may go to? I know he wants to go to Tinseltown, but
I wonder on a fly. I don't know if the contracts match up, or maybe they can make them match up. But I wonder if it's not quite working out. Could you see him move for Simmons?
Man,
because then he comes.
Because then he'd be too much for Durant.
Maybe, but maybe Durant would love that. Maybe Durant wants to kill in the house.
I'm gonna be real.
Think about it, because that works for both ways. Because Simmons, if he comes in, just plays defense, rebounding, and passing, that's all they need him to do. Just then, you said dark horse. That was as dark as I could come up with.
That's a dark horse.
Hold on. I got a dark horse for you.
What you got?
The team that was in second place last year.
Nah, get out of here. We don't want that. We all said. You're not wrong, though. You're not wrong.
I would trade Draymond. Knowing what Draymond can do for my team.
Yeah.
And knowing the brothers probably need that, I would trade Grant Williams for him. On those.
I don't.
Really?
We're not gonna
like that. This is why. The Celtics can't let this window close.
They
gotta keep the momentum going. If you can go get a nice, good veteran that can bring you that.
A dog too.
A dog.
I mean, I hate it, but I hate it, but I don't hate it. I hate it, but I don't hate it.
But the Celtics, they're like a team that's a dog away. And the Celtics are not seriously a dog away, but they can use that dog to their advantage. But there's a lot of teams that could use it. I was thinking about the Clippers too. You know what I'm saying? The Clippers, the way they style themselves, they can potentially trade for Draymond at the trade deadline. They got a lot of roster depth over there. You know what I'm saying? Though I feel like the bigs that they have will be well this year. I like Moses Brown early over there in Clipperland. You know, he's gonna be a solid player for them. But Draymond, you know, what he's done in the past, you know, definitely gonna spur some heads, especially some heads that are in playoff contention trying to get over the hump.
Right.
And he definitely be a valuable piece.
But this is gonna be an interesting ride. We got the preseason drama.
Memphis, the fucking Grizzlies.
What?
Fucking Grizzlies.
They don't need them though.
They don't need it, but
they don't need him. They don't. But he would play with them. Like, remember they grabbed Andre Iguodala and then he was just on some bull crap. He didn't want to play with them. He didn't play with them, disrespect them. Draymond's the guy that would actually go play with them.
For who though? Gordon, who they just signed?
What you talking about? The Grizzlies?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's not money, but I'm just saying teams that I would like to play for. Like, it's like Tony Allen going over there with them, man. You know what I'm saying?
We went over there locked up.
Conley in them out, Zach Randolph. You know what I'm saying? But nah, man. You know, Draymond.
I can see him with a young team like the Pelicans.
Ooh. Zion be throwing shots at him every day.
He won't swing on Zion like that.
Nah, I don't think
big
so.
Brother. That's a big brother.
But veteran leadership. They need the defensive presence. They're a team on the rise.
Yeah,
they gritty, they grimy.
Yeah, I don't hate it.
I can definitely see something like that. But yeah. So we gonna see from afar. I'm excited. I gotta go get my Bally Sport just so I can watch the Mavs games. But it's gonna be on and popping, man. Looking forward to this March. Hopefully we, kind of go into the next segment a little bit. But hopefully, we can see who the best team is gonna be. But Dre, man, keep your hand out, folks, man. And Poole can't be getting fly at the mouth, dog. But we're gonna take our first break, fellas. We're gonna be back in about 15, 20. Hold tight.
Hey guys, it's your girl Tamara Moore, former WNBA guard and current head coach at Mesabi Range College. I want to give a big shout out to STWF Media, the big brand, for showing love and always being about those good sports. Make sure you guys show them love. You and your community can join them every week to talk about sports. Shouts out to them and make sure you check them out.
All right, fellas. So next segment we have up, we got the fun part, because this can go anywhere on the tangent. But we're talking about preseason power rankings. For first two games Tuesday night, so it's not too far away. So we always like to try to take a look at the top 10. But before we do that, who would you say is probably going to be the worst team in the NBA this year?
Jazz.
I can see that.
They traded away everything. Everything.
That cupboard is bare. But I wish you could have got Jordan Clarkson from him, man. I like his game.
I do. He might get moved at the break.
Okay. Two, who you got?
Damn, it's hard for me to disagree with what Will just said. It's hard for me to say that the Jazz will not be the worst team. San Antonio is going to compete. We know they are. Even if they have the bottom three. So I'm gonna go Utah too, man. I can't even go past.
Spurs gonna be down there too, though. Even though they compete, they don't have any talent, right? I mean, they only got minimal talent there right now.
Not too. So I believe it will be. I believe the Spurs will be a top bottom team. I believe Utah. I believe Indiana will as well. Maybe not, but Indiana will be exciting. But this is the thing about the NBA. It's a lot of teams getting excited, but they just don't have the team built enough to get anywhere. So, you probably see them more the Magic, probably over there. Houston's a team that I would say they're not going to be crazy good, but I think they'll prove this year. They got a lot of talent.
I like their young talent. I like their young talent, but they're the type of team that they're going to be part of the tank off.
Yes, I can see that, and They do have a nice little core that they're putting together that kind of, with the departure of John Wall. Yeah, I think he was the last piece from that previous regiment that was there. I mean, regime that was there. So, it's a clean slate now. So,
Washington Wizards too. Washington, we'll see.
Okay, so that's the bottom figures. So far as the top guys, let's take a look at. We won't just start off with number 1, but let's start with number 10. Who do you see at the number 10 spot?
See number 10, the Minnesota Timberwolves. Farewell, man, this year, man. Rudy Gobert, new add-on. You got the Twin Towers down there. Twin Towers negative 2.0. That's what I'm going to call them right now. Not going to call them 2.0 because we don't know what to expect out of it. But overall, you got another year Anthony Edwards. You got some solid pieces that I felt had to improve last year. And they did a bit. This year, a lot of teams are going to be, on them. But I feel like in a Western Conference where bigs, for the most part, will be needed, it'll get them just where they need to be, but not where Minnesota wants to be. So number 10 is good for me.
I see. I'm looking at the list that they got, but I see Timberwolves being. I mean, not the. I see the Mavericks being a little higher than what they got them at. I can see the Mavericks being in the top 10 this year, low key. I think the Mavericks got
even after losing Jalen.
Yeah, they grabbed up a rookie. I forget his name right now, but who's gonna take up if he pans out, gonna take up the shots that Jalen was taking. And Luka Luka just keeps getting better.
Luka coming in shape.
He's just kicking down the door. I know it's coming in later, but he's my MVP this year for sure.
Okay.
You got Brooklyn down there. Bottom after the 10. That's definitely high reach.
Philly outside of the 10, that's weird too. That list is a little weird. Clippers number 1.
It is. Yeah. I saw that. I was like, huh?
I don't know how Golden State is in number 1 when they got everybody coming back from a team that just won it all.
I couldn't even put the Clippers in front of Memphis.
Yeah, the Clippers are. That's weird.
I mean, when you look at it,
it's because they overachieved.
It's always the paper test. It's always going to be teams that the Warriors. We see it right now. The Warriors in this article right here. The disrespect of them. They won a title, and you feel like a team that was hurt all last year is going to be better than them. That means you're still soaked and wet.
They really believe that because I think the Clippers did overachieve with all those guys out last year. They played better than they should have with all them injuries.
Fair enough. They finished above 542 and 40.
Yeah, and I don't see them. Yeah, that doesn't mean they
overachieved the year before. I feel like they overachieved the year before than last year. Last year was kind of just like, okay, but the year before that, when Terrence Mann had their real ascendant when they played Phoenix, what's going on? I feel like they did. This is actually good that they got the Clippers right here. If this is what they think, because there's another ticket bomb ready to pop.
Yes.
Because we can see it here, man. They have the best team on paper for the last 4 years. 4 years. Kawhi needs to show me that he's going to play some games this year. Paul George, I'll be real. Paul George has been outstanding. It's just the way his games go when seasons go for him. You know what I'm saying? Kind of the bad things happen to him.
Like the playoffs where he disappears half the time. Like
in the playoff game, in the playing game last year, like this is like a whole they need this turn. Like you got them moving to the form soon. You got all these big moves going on for a team that has never won anything. So they're gonna remain to be spoiled, but are they actually gonna, grow up?
Clippers always gonna clipper. That's just what they do. They always gonna be little bro.
That's true. I would agree with that because they it sounded like they have that gene or that trait to whereas even back to the days when they had like the Darius Miles, the Sean Livingstons, the Eldon Brands, they had all those top lottery picks, but they just could never put it together. And I don't know. Kawhi's coming back healthy. Paul George, to me, he's just Paul George. I don't buy into all the hype behind him, to be honest. To be honest, to me, he hadn't been the same player since he left Indiana. He had his spurts in Oklahoma City, but to think, I've seen some people talking about a 1A and a 1B, talking about he's right there with Kawhi. The disrespect to Kawhi in that level. I definitely can't see that happen.
Kawhi got to play some basketball though.
He does. He does.
Oh, man. You got number two, of course, the champions. You got Golden State. Number 3, the Bucks. Now this is
the previous year's champions.
This makes sense though.
And I mean, I can see why they teams still ride high on the Bucks. You know what I'm saying? That Mark Budenholzer, chemistry kind of can set you there where that the regular season is gonna look good. You know what I'm saying? And they're gonna get to the playoffs, and Giannis and Chris Middleton, and they got good veteran guys.
They had Celtics 3-2 without Middleton. So I mean,
Drew Holiday, yeah, you had that, but I feel like that was kind of a spur and luck to them. Like their team that they grew last year without Chris Middleton. They grew that, Giannis really is special. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like there was no struggle from him in any of those games where Chris Middleton was out. And that was the surprising thing because once he went out, I figured that the Celtics would have their way. You know what I'm saying?
He's kind of the Celtics killer, man. He always give us big buckets, man. When we have runs, he ends them. When they go on runs, it's usually him. So when he went out, we thought it was going to be cake, and they still had us up 3-2.
Right. Crazy, man. So it is more that shout out to the Bucks though, man. Their team, you know what I'm saying, that's gonna, they're not gonna break. They're gonna play to their strengths. And they're very confident. I mean, they're very confident in their roster, you know what I'm saying, bringing Grayson Allen along as well, you know what I'm saying. Do pick up, they just need him to be JJ Redick-ish, play a little tiny defense, you know what I'm saying, put up some points for them, so overall the Bucks didn't really change a lot, but they got some young players. They got a nice little rookie too. What's his Bishop? I'll probably pronouncing his name wrong, but that's the growth starting in Milwaukee as Giannis in the Bucks, you know what I'm saying, trying to get that full strength back over there, man. Definitely.
I don't mind where they at on the list, though.
I don't mind where they at on the list, too, just because of what we've seen in past years. Celtics, number 4. Definitely got to keep them over there, man, out of all the teams in the league. They, last year, not only was healthy at the right times, but they was able to overcome the struggles of everybody else in the Eastern Conference. And this year, they're looking for the same. They're a year older, looking for the same respect. Because they ain't gained it last year. People might have said they did. In my mind, I feel like they're still trying to earn that. And if that's the case with them this year, with Malcolm Brogdon and all that, yeah, man. And Ime Udoka, you know what I'm saying, getting away. They're gonna be ready to fight. They're gonna be ready to be hound dogs on that basketball court this year.
We certainly hope so. We hope the Ime thing don't break us. I don't think it will, but that's definitely
Facebook user says the East is a 2-man race if everyone stays healthy. Boston and the Bucks.
I can see
the 76ers are soft. The Nets have Simmons, and Miami are what they are, scrappy overachievers. Valid points.
Not wrong.
Who is that out there? Who is that kicking their dollars tonight?
Yeah, keeping it valid, man. But I'm gonna be real, man. I'm gonna be real. I'm not gonna say it's a 2-man. I'm not gonna say it's a 2-team race. I'm not gonna say that at all.
Who's the other team?
I'm not gonna say that.
Who's the other team?
Oh, huh?
Who's the other team?
It's the other team. Who's the other team?
Yeah, that's legitimate, like scary to those top 2 teams. Because
it's Miami after that.
I feel like real talk, man. Let them stay healthy. Let not COVID come around again, dog. I'm gonna scream the Nets. I'm gonna scream them. That's just from the IQ on the court play. It's not has nothing to do with the mental and the physical aspect of the game, which the Celtics and the Bucks probably have an advantage over them as. But I can't rule out Kyrie and Kevin Durant if they're both on the court and they both give me something. Ben Simmons is a great addition. They got a great team to match them guys. They just got to go in there and play tall basketball.
The Nets are Clippers East.
Yeah. They got out, all the star power on paper, but the chemistry is just off.
And the health, you guys.
A lot of teams they lost last year. They got their asses whooped, and they took that loss. I love the comment from Kyrie in regards to the Celtics busting them up last year. And I feel like mentally that's something for them to set them back and make them realize that this ain't no game, and they're gonna come out this year looking to chew a lot of heads.
Nets are the other team. Ben Simmons is still an elite player with or without his craziness, and Ben Simmons' inability to shoot will kill them come playoff time.
Yeah, it's not even. Yeah, it's inability to shoot. It's unwillingness to shoot.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. Yeah,
it's all of that. The other problem is, yeah, he's an elite talent, but I question how much he loves basketball, and that's not going to work.
Yeah,
you counted him 10 man.
I mean, Philly. I mean, Ben had to to be the guy, one of the guys. They wanted Ben to be one of those guys that can shoot the basketball, do all that. Because Philly didn't really have nobody outside of Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons. He goes to a situation with Kyrie and Kevin Durant. All he has to do is continue to fill the stats like he did, and just hit 1 or 2 jump shots. All you got to do. People think Ben Simmons got to make an all-around change. No, this is a guy who was averaging about 17. 8 and 8? Like he can do this on his team. The only thing you have to do is if you take 4 shots a game, and you make 2.
Here's the problem, though. Here's the problem right here. I can't name 10 players better than Ben Simmons in regards to facilitating and defensively. I agree, but it's also about how much does he want to play basketball. It's a different league. Yeah, way different league, though. Way different league. This league shoots way more and needs the guards to shoot.
Right. Rondo is one of those last guys that can get away with it.
No, he's better than Michael Carter.
Definitely. Rondo was one of those last guys that can get away with it. But when Rondo was really trying to work on shooting the basketball, though. You know what I'm saying? Ben Simmons is not trying to learn how to shoot the basketball. All you got to do is it's like me, man. I wasn't a shooter, but hey, I've been working at the facility for the last 4 months. I go in every couple of days a week and I take jump shots. You know why? Because you got to take those shots. You know what I'm saying? Teams rely on you to take those shots when they're open. You have to take them when they're open.
See, the thing about the Simmons and Rondo comparison too is that even when Rondo wouldn't shoot, when he got them open shots, sometimes he'd shoot them. Other times he'd still drive to the bucket and make something happen. Simmons, he's a deer in the headlights. Like he doesn't.
He literally stops the ball.
He just stops, and you can't have that. You can't have that in the heat of a playoff game. So I agree with a lot of things that are being said about Simmons. Defensively, yeah, he was in the running for Defensive Player of the Year 1 year. He's didn't he win it?
Yeah, I think he did.
Yeah, so like
3 years ago.
Yeah, and obviously he can pass. We know that, but will he stay healthy? And when he's on the court, will he have the passion that you need out of a 6'10" athlete like that to win you a championship? Playing next to Kyrie, playing next to KD. There's no question that him having the rock in his hands, facilitating to those 2 elite scorers is better than not. And him having defense, but yeah, Ben. I would say Ben is still an elite passer. He might not be the level of Rondo, but he's still an elite passer. The thing is it's the heart factor. How much on the court does he want it? He plays too lackadaisical. He plays like the outcome of this game does not matter to him, and I can't have that.
Right, you got to think about it too. Rondo
played like his
latter years, but when he was with the Celtics, he had dogs in front of him.
But he was a dog too, though.
No, he's moving to a dog. But it's good to have a bunch of great dogs that you can look under to, and then as years go, you grow into that. You know, and you have a guy like Ray Allen say, I don't want to be here no more. I want to go to Miami. You know what I'm saying? Like, And that's the type of improvement that Rondo made. Like, and that's all we're asking Ben Simmons to make improvement like that. We know what you can do. The same thing we knew what Rondo could do. But the critics of the NBA is always going to tell you to develop on something, to do something. And
Plus,
you have to.
When the lights was on, Rondo played like his hair was on fire. Rondo came out whenever the big stage was on. He played like it don't care. He didn't care who was on the court. He played like he was the best player in the world. That's how he thought. Ben Simmons, he don't.
His confidence is shook.
Even when he was confident, did you ever watch that player be like, yo, he's a killer? He never had that. He was never, even in college, he's just been a privileged baller ever since he's been young because he's been so gifted. And the dude just, I don't know that he loves basketball. He loved what basketball gave him, but I don't know if he loves basketball.
That's a valid point.
Wow, man, you got the Nuggets, man, at 5. This is a team right here that
I ain't buying that one.
I'm sitting here not buying it, but they're nice. They're good. And they're way above there because I don't even feel like Michael Porter Jr. is going to be healthy for the season. I told them they could have had hold on. They could have had Ben Simmons in Denver.
They
could have got rid of Michael Porter and they didn't want to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is more to it. And I feel like that's the type of stuff that's going to bite Denver. Denver is a team that I feel like every year needs to make a move because what they roster and what they have. But then it's like, who can they go get? Who wants to go play in Denver? Jokic is a great player now, one of the best players in the league. You know, is that kind of knocking on the ceiling where somebody's going to want to go play with him? You know, Jamal Murray comes back from an injury. How he's going to be overall. Like, this window might be closing for the Denver Nuggets. It might not be closing on Jokic's career.
Depends on
what Jamal Murray can add.
Yeah, it depends on what Murray is now. It depends on how Murray comes back. I think Murray be fine. Murray's game is not predicated on explosion. So it's predicated on passing and being able to hit that jumper, which he can still do, I believe. So and he proved to be clutch, albeit it was in a bubble, but he was showing up big time in big moments, 50-point games and shit. So like, I'm not worried about Murray. They got to get KP. They got to get Kevin Porter. Not Kevin Porter. They got to get Porter.
Caldwell Pope.
Nah, not Pope. I mean, Pope, he's disappointed plenty of teams. But they got to get their young boys really going.
They got to get Highland. They got to get Highland active.
All of them. Yep.
They got a lot of them active, and that's where they're gonna kind of lean. And that's part of the Achilles' heel is that bench where they have a lot of talent, but you see as they gave this talent and let this talent go away, and that talent like Will Barton could have been trade bait. All these guys could have been trade bait, but you let them go. You know what I'm saying? And potentially you still got this team, and now you're bringing more young people in, and your veterans are injury prone. It's like we don't want Jokic to have to do everything every possession.
And right now he kind of does.
He can't do that forever and ever and ever, and expect to get to where he wants to get. He wants a championship. I know his mind. He wants a championship. He knows it's not going to happen with the team Denver got now, but he knows that there's some people that want to come play with him. You know what I'm saying? So can Denver make that happen in their market? I don't think so, but it's going to be interesting to see how that team looks after just appearing in the Western Conference Finals, even if it's the bubble or not. They appeared there. They was the Western Conference Finals a couple years ago.
Shout out to Facebook users who said Murray isn't in the bubble anymore. Right now, he's the wish version of Klay Thompson.
I mean, that's a funny statement. It's funny, but like he's a better ball handler and passer than Klay.
Bruce Brown Jr. definitely made the addition. I forgot the Nets got rid of him. He went to Denver. Definitely a great addition as well. But it still doesn't. He still doesn't put.
He ain't moving
the top reserve.
He's not. Denver
he ain't moving the needle.
They don't like to score. He's a guy that's going to play defense. You know what I'm saying, and that's great on that side. But at the same time, he's not a Murray or he's not an MPJ, and I don't think he's going to grow to be any of those guys. Shout out to the Bean. You know what I'm saying? He's definitely out here putting it on. But
yeah, he's not moving the needle for a championship.
Him, Aaron Gordon, like the same type of guys. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But they do different things. But they're the same type of guy. Like they
need more. Yeah, they need more for that from them. We'll see what happens.
After that, we got Memphis at number 6.
I don't mind Memphis being in. Memphis is still rising, and while they've been rising, they've still been playing well. That backcourt of John Bain is as good as almost any.
Yeah.
They can shoot. They can.
Bain he's probably, if not one of the best 3-and-D player in the league, in my opinion.
Yeah, him and Clay, they're like just like basically 1 and 2 as 3-and-D shooting guards. Yeah, that team's a fun team to watch too. They got bounce. They got the youth movement going on. They got to get Jaren Jackson to be the guy.
He stay healthy though.
And also, when he is healthy, he comes out one night like an all-star and the next night like a reserve. So he got to be that guy every night.
Oh, wait a minute, hold on. We got to go back to this real fast. Jokes aside, Denver's probably the best team in the West.
Definitely behind Golden State. I don't know that they're better. They're not better than Memphis either.
I don't think they're better than Memphis.
Who else?
They're not better than Memphis.
If Clippers are healthy, we keep saying if Clippers are healthy, but the truth is, like, yeah, if Clippers are healthy, they're not better than Clippers either.
Regular season, but Phoenix is still in the West.
They might not be better than Dallas.
Phoenix might be folding. Talk about a window closing. They might be folding it up right now.
Yeah.
This is like the last year in that window.
They signed Aiden because they had to. They had no other choices.
Yeah.
They didn't want him, and he don't want to be there. And this is going to be drama all season between them.
Yeah, that's going to be a weird situation.
I don't think it's going to be crazy weird, man, because at the end of the day, it's him and the organization. I don't think it was him and, like, players. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it was, like, him and Chris Paul that had beef. I don't think it was him and Devin Booker that had beef.
Him and the coach.
No. That in the case, but in the way, he's not going to be a player. He's going to be a player that goes out there and does his job. I don't think there's going to be any slouch in his game. My problem with Phoenix is simply Chris Paul fences. Can he stay healthy? You know what I'm saying? Teams are really pounding into him now. You know what I'm saying? His strengths. Finally, after all these years, they're bringing him to the other hand. Like, that's what Dallas established last postseason. Like, he's getting older. You know what I'm saying?
He got exposed.
For what he's been doing his whole career, Chris Paul, man, he got exposed last year. And, it was about time he got exposed because he's been doing a lot of what he wants to do for a very, very long time.
True that.
So you just see that Father Time is undefeated,
It's not just that too. Like for 6 foot guards, Father Time is even more undefeated.
That's
like
true. Yeah.
He's a small player, so
they isolate him on defense.
Yeah, it's tough.
And they make him Luka banged him.
Structure. If they didn't have Chris Paul on that team, I would say the chimney's falling. But because they have Chris Paul and they have somebody that's going to at least have this team structured, I feel like they can make another run at trying to get to a championship.
But that's kind of my point in terms of the window closing, because if you're relying on a 6 foot guard that old, who's already been kind of exposed a little bit now, then your window is very, very small.
True that.
Matchups. It's all matchups for them. I feel like they get depending on their matchups, they can get away with some shit. But if they play the unfortunate matchups, then you're gonna have to deal with Chris Paul having to bully people every night, and then or Booker having to score more than 25 points a game, and Ayton's not gonna give you 30 and 20. So. And then Mikal Bridges and
especially not feeding them.
Right.
Exactly.
They don't feed them enough, Aiden.
So Phoenix was at number 7. Number 8, they have the Pelicans coming in.
Yeah,
team. Dark horse. My dark horse this year, one, because they have all my Lakers veteran guys, but I feel like this is a team that
they gotta stay healthy.
They got to stay healthy. This is a team here that's like, for all this growing and all these years of stacking picks and doing all that, they finally have a team that you can sit there and say they're going to make the playoffs this year. Like last year they made it, and that was awesome of them. But this is the year where the roster's stamped now. Like, you got to make it back this year. it's not no playing this year. We don't want y'all in the playing. We want y'all to be in the top 6, one of the top 6 seeds. You know, we don't care if you don't have home court advantage. We don't want you to be in the playing. We want you to be able to say that we were one of those playoff teams, one of those teams that Bradley approved from last year, got our number 1 pick back, Brandon Ingram another star year, and no boy, they have a lot of talented lanky ass bigs, dog. I was looking at the team a couple games in the preseason, and I said, yo, her Gomez, and then you got Jackson Hayes still, and then you got Zion.
Herb Jones, I think, still there. They got some length to them for sure.
Versatile. They got some versatility over there too. CJ McCollum gonna be running the guards over there, dog. Still got Jason.
That was key for them.
They got him up. They got some mixtures. I don't know if it's some good juice. If you want to drink the juice right now, go ahead. But you know, that thing right there.
Yeah, I like them. I like them for sure.
Number 8, Miami Heat. I'm sorry, number 9, Miami Heat.
Yeah, Pat Riley in the organization, Eric Spoelstra.
They're always going to compete, always.
Definitely.
But
guard play. Their point guard play is going to be Achilles heel.
They gave him a bag though, so Hero better earn the bag now. That's their whole entire existence moving forward depends on what Hero gives them.
That's true, and he got pressure on him. He did secure the bag.
Yeah,
they're gonna be like, hey, all right now.
It's time. They need a Hero.
They need a point guard.
That's the thing. Hero can actually play a little point. He can't be your starting point guard, but if Lowry can stay healthy with the way that Hero can distribute when he wants to, they'll be fine. As long as Lowry can stay healthy and defend the point guard position, they'll be all right. But again, none of it's gonna matter unless Hero comes and kills every night.
I'm figuring I know who this guy is, man. That's Facebook user all night, man. Shout out to James, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe James. He's a Kentucky fan, you know what I'm saying? Maybe over there in the bluegrass, state, you know what I'm saying? Over there supporting his Wildcats, man.
Enjoy that game.
Yes, sir.
Definitely.
And then the top 10 is what we're talking about most of the night. The number 10 they have is the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Yeah, this is funny because they played well last year and they obviously jumped them up because they grabbed the Stifle Tower.
Gobert, Towns, McDaniels, Edwards, and Russell. Good starting 5.
Nice little 5. The bench needs some work, but they all right.
They all right.
They all right.
Their bench is all right, man. Their bench played all right last year. I feel like they got to take another hurdle this year. I feel like Anthony Edwards this year is going to be more, in fact, offense ran through you. And I feel like improving your shooting, you know what I'm saying? Improving your defense, especially, is what you're going to have to do this year. You know, they're going to be at you. You're hunted. They hunting you. They was hunting you last year. You're going to really be hunted this year. You're going to be really forced to move your feet. You're going to really be forced to, you know what I'm saying, keep bringing that same energy you've been bringing.
They have a key problem that young teams tend to have, and that is who is the guy?
That too.
Because it should be Cat. But when you talk about give somebody the ball, go get me a bucket, that boy Ant's a problem, man. And
I'm about to say, I think he's going to be one to step up and make that team.
He has to. He has to. And if he doesn't, then they're going to be the Timberwolves we always know.
I mean, I just feel like those two bigs down there, I mean, Cat, if he could play down there, he's going to play down there defensively. I just feel like it's going to be ugly. If you can't shoot the basketball, it's going to be ugly against this team on certain nights. You know what I'm saying? When you have to just shoot, outside the perimeter, like that, it's going to be wild. Those guys, they defend. You know what I'm saying? Cat's going to – and Rudy defends. For anything, anybody can dog Rudy offensive game, whatever the case is, but Rudy defends.
Yeah.
He defends. Like, that's credit to.
He's a presence down there.
You know what I'm saying? So if you got them two in Cat, and he puts a little bit of that in Cat, teams are going to have difficulty going down there and playing every night, going to want to go big. It's a soft league now. So they're just trying to use advantage in talks in the media and what they can do better for their team, make it a little better. But also, they still got a guy named Snitch Russell. Snitch Russell, too, man, could play his part in this, too. And, help Minnesota out.
He's a veteran point guard now, man. He can distribute. He can shoot. He's a solid player.
That Western Conference, Eastern Conference, the NBA, I said a few years ago, man, this is going to get better and better. I mean, you got your teams that's going to finish 19 and 62. You know what I'm saying? It's going to happen. You know, that's the way the league's structured. You structure to have your winless teams in sports and your worst teams in sports. It's going to happen. But I feel like in terms of the competition level,
some good parity.
All the nice matches, good parity. It's good parents. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get people competitive at an all-time high. You're going to get the bum teams competing at an all-time high. You know, keeping it close sometimes with the good guys. You know what I'm saying? You'll see your blowouts here and there. You know what I'm saying? Like Draymond said, you know, you don't want to play teams like the Kings. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think we'll ever mention the Kings on shows, but I just mentioned them tonight. Shout out to them. You know, so it's just exciting, man. You know, and
I'm interested. I'm my fault to cut you off. I'm interested to see what Philly does. James is going to be James. But that kid, Maxey, is taking his game to another level.
Yes, he's nice.
If he can take it to another level, then maybe they don't lean on James at the guard position. And then if you lean on Maxey more and then let Embiid do Embiid, that could be a dangerous team.
Fatigue.
Yeah.
And they try to get guys that have energy to try to put under the covers of the guys like Embiid and Harden who have fatigue problems. Maxey doesn't have fatigue problem. He's going to be one of those guys that are asked to, you know, be at 100. Though he's like 40, he's going to be told to be at 100. Montrezl Harrell, I love the sign of him. He's going to be told to be at 100. Definitely going to be 100. So that guys like Tobias Harris, even though he's not injury prone, he's just a guy that, you know, he's never been a bad player, but he's never been
a great player.
So, you know, that I think fatigue is one of the things that's going to stop Philly from, you know what I'm saying, doing some things this year. It's always been like that. Can Embiid stay healthy? Is this weight loss from James Harden really going to
100 pounds, man, they say.
There's a lot of question marks. Can Doc Rivers, you know what I'm saying, gain the trust of all these players? You know,
Doc is their Achilles heel.
Trade his ass or get rid of his ass at the trade deadline and they don't perform. This could be a team that this could be a scary situation for Philly, man. It's been very good. I don't think Joel might not be as sold as he was. He may turn into Ben Simmons soon and want to leave if this situation goes ugly.
Y'all buying this statement? Let's be real about the 76ers. If the refs don't give Embiid and Harden a ridiculous number of free throws, they're big-time pretenders.
It wasn't as bad last year. They choked up on that's kind of why Harden seemed to fall off a little bit last year because they stopped giving him all them extra crazy calls. And B gonna get the call. He's a big man. He gets hacked up. He earns the calls. But I mean, I can kind of see that with Harden though. Yeah.
Granted, team. I feel like a lot of teams that they play that are better than them. They're just better in shape, physically in shape than them. Like the fatigue matters, especially in the long haul in the playoffs, where
they run them off the court.
Guys, you know, are tired and winded, and then you run into a Miami team like Miami was last year, with all the players that they had, young players full of energy, just going out there slapping them every game, beating them every game. You know, that last game in Philly was atrocious. You know, that the Heat ended the series, it was ugly. It was terrible, and it showed that Doc Rivers this season, the number one thing, and at the end of the day, even if you teach them this, they are prone to be the same that they was because it's in the history stat book. You know what I'm saying? Like, in the history stat book, regardless of how good he is, they just hope that they stay fatigued all season, and it may not happen. I don't have no confidence that's going to happen. That's just wow.
Valid points. So we're going to take our last break for the day. We're going to come back and finish up our last segment. So y'all hold on to your butts. Be back in about 15, 20.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, what's up, everybody? It's your boy, Darwin Price, man, Ground Sound. I want to give a big shout out to STWF Media, the big brand. You know what I'm saying? Where you can talk sports with NFL players and all type of fans, man. Go follow them on Facebook community. A big brand, STF Media, man. Shout out to them. Thank you for the support. Go follow them, Facebook, everywhere.
And we're back, fellas. So we just got done talking about the teams. You know, obviously, just to cap up what we discussed tonight so far. We talked about the Draymond issue. Last segment, we talked about the power ranking. We look at the bottom dwellers, but focus more on the top 10 teams. So obviously, we can't talk about drama. We can't talk about teams without talking about the actual individual players. So your predictions and favorites, MVP predictions. How would you rank, your top players? Who want to start out tonight?
I already gave mine away, so I'll just start it off. I got Luka, man. Luka for MVP. I can't see that award dodging him any longer for what he's been doing to the league. I think now with Brunson gone, all their success is going to be on him and what he does on the court. So I can't see. I feel like it's his to lose this year. If he stays healthy, look like he coming in extra good shape. I can see them making the playoffs. So that's going to be on his back. The numbers are going to be there. They always are for him. I got Luka for MVP for sure.
Okay. I can. No, I'm biased, obviously, but I can definitely see that happening. And right now, as it stands, as far as the Vegas odds, he is the favorite.
Makes sense, yeah.
Just in front of Embiid.
Man, listen, man. I'm gonna say this right here, man, on the show. MVP, most valuable player. You know what player needs to prove that they are their team's most valuable player, and he could have a chance to do it this year? Jason Tatum, man. I'm gonna go bold, man. I'm gonna go with Jason Tatum for MVP, man. And it's a long slot, 12-1. But at the same time, somebody that needs to prove the credentials in order to, make another step. You know what I'm saying? Because he's made a lot of progress throughout his career. But, with all this bull crap that happened last year and, Jaylen Brown, playing the way he's playing, sometimes people get confused, well, who's the best player on the Celtics, Jaylen Brown or Jason Tatum?
It's Tatum.
You know who the clear one is, but I feel like marking something like this on your achievements, would shut all this up. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he played much harder than when he plays. He played hard. Last year is the first year I've seen Jason, open the box. He opened the box up last year. You know what I'm saying? And I hope that he continues it this year.
That'd be fun to watch as a Celtics fan. I don't see it because I know how much he tends to, even when he's great, he tends to get passive with getting Jaylen involved. So they're always going to be 1 and 1A, which means it's tough to win an MVP like that when you got another guy playing just as hard right next to you. So
definitely, you're right.
But I mean, I like the pick. Listen, I'll be happy.
Vegas has him number 6 right now.
Yeah, I'd be happy. I'd be real happy if he had an MVP season because of what I'm saying. An MVP season out of Tatum would mean him definitely taking another step, like him going crazy. He'd have to go crazy to get it with another guy on his team playing the way
Marcus Smart did not get Defensive Player of the Year again this year.
No, he shouldn't have got it last year either. I love the guy, but he ain't gonna get it again.
Why do you think he shouldn't have got it last year?
It was more of an injury thing. When you looked at the numbers, when you break down the numbers, which me and my homie were doing, Robert Williams was way more of the Defensive Player of the Year. He just got hurt at the end, and he's on the same team, so they kind of just gave. I feel like they just gave it to Smart. But when you look defensively, the impact on the numbers on the team, Robert Williams' numbers, his impact on the court was way bigger than what Smart's were. Smart's were almost negligible.
That's valid.
He's just.
Holiday.
So easy get. You got Drew?
Nah. For Defensive Player of the Year, man. Shit, man. Be real. That shit. As easy as people may think it sounds, it's not easy to pick that. You got your top guys in the league. But it necessarily doesn't turn into have you had a back-to-back? What was Draymond back-to-back?
I think so once.
Yeah, so it's kind of people. If I had to pick one this year,
it could be Giannis. If we're being honest, it could be Giannis every year.
That's what I'm saying. It could be Giannis this year. That kind of you know what I'm saying, for what he's done. Like, you know, like people know he's a hell of a defensive player, but like something like spot out about him, like, you know what I'm saying, to really like see him win one, because he could have won one in prior years too. You know what I'm saying? But if I had to pick one, I'll go Ben Simmons up in Brooklyn, man. They gonna need defense.
Yeah,
games.
It's gonna be a priority,
and it's on a play for Ben to, you know, at times be the best player on the team. And I mean, you have a gateway to go win it. So I'll go Ben Simmons.
That's all he's gonna be asked to do. So he better do it well.
Who's the dark horse you have?
Dark horse team wise or
defensive player of the year?
Dark horse. Man, he was close last year. Mikal Bridges, man. Bridges was locking up. He was doing a lot of good stuff.
Excellent perimeter defender.
Man, he was holding guys down. Good scorers. He was giving them fits on a lot of nights. I mean, he couldn't stop everybody. The elite scorers, you could never really hold them down all the way, but he was and maybe Kawhi comes back to get the crown again.
I was gonna say that. I was gonna say maybe Kawhi, you know what I'm saying, comes back to mode, you know, shows him what the shutdown defender he is, you know.
Gotta play more than 40 games though.
Yeah, you gotta definitely play. You gotta play something. Man, listen. Everybody's looking for all these questions up in here. You know, but as long as all these questions need to be answered and haven't been yet, you know, take the Lakers, you know what I'm saying? That's the best team in LA anytime. You know what I'm saying?
Just in LA, huh? Yeah.
Just to LA.
What's popping, Carlos?
What's going on, Carlos, man? Shout out to my man. Yay. He's an Eagles fan, Lee. So he's coming in here.
Sunday night.
Tomorrow's game.
Night. I'm nervous as hell, like I'm suiting up.
8:30 tomorrow. I'm partying all day, man. I'm gonna have to go to Lids tomorrow. Give me a nice Dallas Cowboys hat. I ain't watching no games during the day tomorrow. I ain't watching no NFL games until 8.
Man, you better do your homework.
What?
You better do your homework. Watch all them games.
I ain't doing no homework tomorrow. I'm not watching no games tomorrow. All these games are gonna stink tomorrow. I'm waiting for the Dallas game all day. You know what I'm saying? And what is actually, because the Patriots game is interesting tomorrow. They play the Browns. That's an interesting game tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like that's an interesting game. So
little storyline. Jacoby coming back in town. I mean, like that could be fun.
Hey, if Jacoby wins that game tomorrow, maybe he calls Belichick and says, "Hey, you probably need me instead of Matt."
And we definitely would dive into that tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
Who got shout outs for the night?
I want to give a shout out to you guys, man, for the Saturday night, man. We working overtime.
Yes, we are.
You know I'm here, man. Sports Talk with Friends, man. And you know what I'm saying? Equip the schedule. Not only equip the schedule with things in sports, but equip the schedule with other things in life, which is what we're trying to do. So I want to give a shout out to everybody on top of the brand, you know, Coach you know, Kyrie, you know what I'm saying? Chris Sinclair, there's a few people that's in the message group, you know what I'm saying, where we discuss, you know, ways to improve the group. So I want to give a shout out to the guys on top, and as well people that commented tonight on the Saturday, man. Y'all could have been anywhere in the world.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Wow, to knock another man out and almost kill him.
I'm about to go do that after I finish watching this Florida game.
Tonight, dog.
My gate is getting spanked, man. I'm upset. So yeah, I got to see somebody get knocked out tonight.
Hold on. Your gate is getting smacked up?
Yeah, LSU did me up. I'm glad Unc ain't here. This game was close, but they spanking us up now. But yeah, man, shout out to the chat, man, for holding it down. That's why we do this, besides doing it for us. But and always shout out to the brand. Shout out to you guys. Appreciate you bringing me on. This has been going great. It's a good little regiment for my week. Something to do. It's therapeutic, like you always say, Coach. And
always.
It's good for us, man. It's good for us.
Hey, appreciate you, fellas. Like you say, everybody that hung out with us tonight, we definitely appreciate it because some exciting college games going on today. And y'all hanging out here with your fellas, man. So thank y'all for that. Man, NBA's around the corner. We always know, I think for the last month, we've been talking about no basketball. It's NFL season. Well, the tip-off is here, baby.
We here.
Long journey, looking fun to it.
Yeah.
Good luck to your team.
Just want to steal money from the NFL.
Still when they play my man.
Still gonna play my Madden, yup, all that.
But definitely looking forward to it. But hey, tomorrow morning we got the Fantasy Football Inside Show. Get up early with us. Have your breakfast, have your coffee, hang out with the fellas. You know how we like to do it around here. But until then, appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good night. Peace.